Hi everyone, welcome to my weekly inspiration call. We hold this call in Freedom Mastery, a group, members group. And thank you, Dawn, I see you on live. Thank you for anybody that pops on your phone and listens, and everyone that comes on later and watches the replay. Please feel free to reach out if you have questions on this content, or if you need anything, or if something comes up. Feel free to email me, Rita at bitsybaby, BITSYBABY.com, and I check that just about every single morning. So that's the quickest way to reach me. Also a Messenger and Facebook. I do check those on a regular basis. Facebook is my business, and I am there working on a daily basis during this season. So please connect with me in any way that you can. Today's call is going to be not all that long, packed with value and tips on manifesting your dreams despite. Right? I made a post today and it said, success does not guarantee happiness. And you can replace success with any word you want. A good job doesn't guarantee happiness. A good spouse doesn't guarantee happiness. A different job doesn't guarantee happiness. Residual income, millions of dollars doesn't guarantee happiness. You can put anything you want that's a physical nature in this statement. But giving up and not trying doesn't even offer us an opportunity. So it's so powerful that we never give up on our dreams and what we truly want in our heart. Hi, baby.
Can we trade?
Can we trade? Yes. Okay. Go. Right. Okay. Because, someone asked me a question on Facebook today. I share my wins whenever I'm inspired to. And this memory popped up in my news feed of 3 years ago when I first made my big physical transformation, and people were asking, how did you do this and what does it take? And I meditated on it first. I said, I'm not going to answer her. I don't even have a clear answer. Like, how am I going to answer real simple, right? So I meditated and it came to me. It did. And this is what Melody and Robert recommend for us to do a morning ritual. Everybody doesn't meditate, but you don't have to. If you have a morning ritual in place where you listen to inspiration of some kind, right? The files in this group has a morning resources file. If you have not accessed that file and downloaded all that stuff, you're leaving the bulk of this course on the table. That is the bulk of this course, is the morning resources. That is the most powerful, because truly what inspires you is getting back to you, not necessarily pouring into a lot of other things. At the end of the day, it's all about our dreams, our happiness, and our success. What fulfills us, as an individual, by ourselves, even without our spouse, even. We've got to consider that. And a lot of times, if you've been in a relationship for a long time, or if you've had multiple relationships, like I had previously, it's not comfortable to come to that point where you're coming back to a place where you might have never even been before, right? I mean, actually, we've never been to this place. Today is a new day. We're a new person. We've never met the us. You've never met the you, Dawn, that you are today. Imagine that. You're the newest you've ever been. You don't even know yourself. Whoever's listening to this, think about that for a minute. You were born today. You are a new creation every day. The God Memorandum is meditation in the files that speaks this truth, and that makes it very clear that we are miracles and capable and worthy of our dreams. So what I'm going to do today is give you 12 tips on manifesting your miracle. And the most important thing to remember with these is that this is individual. Each one of these things, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, because what you're going to do is think of you. You're going to apply it to yourself, not the you yesterday, or not the you others are expecting you to be, but you're going to plug this into who you are today and where your mind and perception is at today. It was difficult for my mentor, Melody. She mentioned recently about when she was living in the car with her kids and how difficult it was for her to get away from her thoughts of being homeless and of being broke. Like, she found it very challenging to be able to see what's next, but she kept focusing on her dream. She kept focusing on herself. At the end of the day, she had to come back to who she was. And it was not easy when you feel you're not being the mom maybe you want to be. Hi, Coach Mandy. Or if you're not able to provide what you want to provide, like when she was homeless, not having any money, that's a time where it's difficult to feel confidence. It's difficult to feel like I got this in seasons like that. So, there are all kinds of different ways. There's one, two. I'm going to give you a couple of things. So the first thing is going to be 3 quick steps to get back to you quickly. This is no matter where you're at, no matter what the goal is, whether you're frustrated, angry, sad, depressed, anxious, fibromyalgia, cervical disc degenerated, like whatever the problem is, I promise that one of these can help you instantly, like within a minute, if you put it to work, if you do it. Very simple things, but also very simple things to not do. And you hear Robert saying that all the time. So number 1 is use a mantra. Use a mantra. So use a word. You can use a name. A person's name might help. If you have a person's name that immediately brings you peace and that makes you feel good, you can use a person's name. But typically what you want to use is a word that's going to be neutral, that's going to get you out of an emotion, a powerful emotion. Not only get you out of it, that will rip you out of that emotion. Imagine being ripped out of depression. Imagine being ripped out of anxiety. That's what this can do. So choose a mantra. It can be anything. You can Google mantras for such and such, whatever it is you're dealing with. Go to YouTube. There's audios all over the place. But look up that word mantra, because that has been helping me a lot. Number 2, use your breath. I just became aware that as I've been talking, I've been speaking with my chest breath the whole time. And what that does is create stress. You know how they say women hold their stress in their shoulders and their upper backs? Well, after doing some studies and reading a lot of the things that scientists are saying, and, professionals are actually reading about human beings, they're proving it's true, but it's because, think of it, what's the difference, the biggest difference we know anyway, between men and women? I mean, think of it. The network marketing industry is 80% women that are succeeding. So we talk a lot. We feel a lot. We're emotional and passionate and powerful beyond measure, first of all. But what we want to do is bring that power and bring that passion to our core, not our neck and our face and our chest. So breathing helps us remember to bring our power into our core. So when you breathe, it's very uncomfortable at first. You're going to actually breathe into your stomach to where you're poking out your stomach like you're going to pretend you're pregnant, right? You're breathing into your abdominals. The first week I did this practice, friends, I felt the changes within my body. I felt them. I could hear them. I could hear my digestion working. I began to notice things about my body functions that I hadn't noticed before, especially after eating certain types of foods. I just became more aware of what is good, what's growing me and what's not, versus this is what my strict daily to eat list or to do list or to be list has to be, right? I just go with that. That comes into my mind and my heart as I'm doing my breathing. And I'll set a timer for maybe 5 minutes. We all have 5 minutes. It's a choice to take the time for you. It is a choice. And I don't take time as an excuse anymore. We all have the same amount of time. And my mentors have helped me get to that point where I can absolutely see where my excuses are. And then what I do is I just take action to where I don't have to make that excuse anymore, right? We're all going to get to that point where we become aware of something that needs to be changed, or that's not the best. It's not in our best interest, right? Or that might not be in the best interest of our team, whatever we're doing, our goals, that we have in life. So always become aware of that. And breath is who you are. Our breath is God to us. Think of that. Our breath is our life. And when you focus on your breath, even for just a short period of time, miracles, friends, miracles. Okay, number 3 is use visualization. This is what Melody says. I wrote down exactly what she says because I started doing what she said, and it actually helps a lot. And you don't hear people say this very often, but she says that she sees a sphere of light enveloping her. And then she continues to visualize this light around her, within her, coming out of her, and she just stays there for a period of time. She recommended to read success stories on the law of attraction, to Google law of attraction success stories. You did, Mandy, you made it. I'm so happy to see you. I love your hair, by the way. I love your hair. So those are the 3 quick things. So very, very quick. Those things you can access within a moment, right? Can everybody still hear me? Just curious. Oh, you did say hi. Okay, good. Every now and then my camera freezes up or something freezes up. Okay, I'm going to keep going. So here's 12 tips. 12 tips if you have more time than an instant, right? Like those 3 things were in an instant. You can literally do a visualization within a few minutes and access a different perception than you might have at that moment. It's called a miracle. I call this a miracle because who would think that you could do that within a few minutes? But I've seen it. I've seen it. It's fascinating. But a lot of people find that if you have things in your life, or it could be just a season where we have huge amounts of stressors, challenges, changes, whatever it is, and those quick things don't seem to work so well, right? They don't seem to just grab on. So here are 12 things that you're going to put into your year-long plan, right? This is things that you're going to be working on for the next year to 3 years. These 12 things for your dreams, to get more out of what you have, just so that you can, what you're doing is making the most of your time, because we're here live anyways. God has a purpose and a plan for us, and it's our choice to access it. So here are 12 things that we can access. I say God's plan. Some call it the law of attraction, manifesting miracles. Number 1 is that burning desire. So my question is, do you have a burning desire? Burning means that when you wake up and your feet hit the floor, that's what you think of. When you start to do this, you lose track of time. It's such a burning desire to put yourself there that you don't even realize how much time you spend there. An unstoppable passion. Like, what is unstoppable within you? Unstoppable. Number 2 is don't worry about the how so much. And Robert, this is one of Robert's key core principles. Is not worrying about the things that don't matter, not worrying about it, and focusing and identify what does matter in your desires, what matters most. Keep that in mind. A lot of times we're looking at our previous achievements. If we find struggle believing, then look into your wins that you've already had. Also, look to the leaders that are already on that path. For me, in the beginning of my personal growth journey, it was my physical health, and then it became my marriage health. I was like all in. I grew that burning desire again for my marriage and my husband, because I felt that distance growing, and him and I were unwilling to allow us to go separate ways when that wasn't our dream and desire, right? But the challenges of the day, the children, my health, there are things that distracted us for a period of time, and we didn't work on our marriage. We didn't work on our relationship and ourselves for each other. We were at the point where we're expecting from each other, expecting, and that's not healthy at all. That will drive people away. Too many expectations. So, I'm looking for the next page. I've taken so many notes in this last week. I catch Robert's Tribe, Robert's Inner Circle, Melody's Wednesday Beyond the Secret call, and her Friday 30-day accountability. So when I say that I have a lot of content to share with you guys, I'm totally not. So I just went through about 30 pages of notes to get to my next number 3, affirmations. Will keep us on a path headed to where we're not yet. Right? We're honest. We know today we're not where we're going to be tomorrow, right? So our affirmations are getting us to tomorrow. Read them in front of your mirror. You have them in the files in the Freedom Mastery group. Affirmations. If you need affirmations, message me, or you can Google affirmations. The ones in the files are specific because they are intentional. Once you go through the affirmations and the files that Robert and Melody give us, and you go through those again and again and again, and you read those in the mirror again and again, you will absolutely realize the intention behind those affirmations. You know, if you're working on your body health, your affirmations are going to be different than if you're working on your bank health, because you want them to be specific. You need them to speak exactly to what that burning desire is. So you might have to write your own. If you read the ones you have and you're like, yeah, this is it, but this is not getting me to my dream, then create your own. You know what I did? In listening to Robert Hollis's Shackled to Free, I created a new page of affirmations from his Shackled to Free, and I literally only got through like half of a chapter, and I already have an entire page of affirmations, and I'm going to post those in the files in Freedom Mastery, and I will share them with you in email if you email me and ask for those. Number 4 is faith. You know, a lot of people say fake it till you make it. I never say that, because there is nothing fake about a dream. There is nothing fake about being a miracle and who we really are in our hearts. There's nothing fake about that. It's our faith that brings that to reality. It's our faith that allows us to depend and trust what we know inside that we might not be able to visually see it, right? Faith. And to develop it, here's the thing. Some people are like, well, I just struggle with it. I just struggle with it. Well, we can develop it. I have found that I've developed more faith in certain things and certain people even. Repetition. Repetition is what Melody says over and over again. To grow your faith, you must repeat. Whatever it is that takes away your doubt, right? So for me, it's if I'm working on my business, my network marketing business, it's getting someone to actually see that video. That's, you know, the repetition is as I repeat that over and over, and it happens more and more. We got someone who wants to be on the call. You're so cute. What happens is as people do that and they do come and see what it is I have and are open to it, that repetition improves my faith, right? It develops that faith muscle that this works. But in the beginning, we just have to believe it works. Keep looking at the people that have done it. That's key too. Number 5, and I went over this with a quick one, but I'm gonna give you some more details on visualizing. Visualize, see it. You're gonna replace whatever it is in your life you do not want. Whatever that is, you're like, this has gotta go. This is stressful, this is struggle, this is it. You're gonna purposely take a look, write it down, and then write the opposite of what that is, the total opposite. And if you can't come up with an opposite in that, you know, way, you're literally just going to close your eyes and imagine the most perfect day you can. The perfect day, your perfect day. And Melody in her 30-day accountability, I had to do this, or I was challenged. Her course asked me to do this for 30 days in a row. Visualize a visualization, also then to write it down, and then to send it to her. So it's very powerful practice. It's very vulnerable as well when you share it with someone. However, it's very powerful, and it worked for me. We took our 4-month road trip after I had visualized that for 6-7 months. You know, all areas of it, all situations we might face during that time, and I visualized the perfect days on our trip. And I will honestly say we would not have made it 4 months if I had not prepared with my visualizations and my perfect days for that trip, because it got hard. It got real hard. It got hard where I was like, as somebody was you know, we were at times offering to, you know, let's just fly everybody back home. Let's just go back to the house. It would be so much easier. Now, I'm talking about a dream my husband and I've had our whole entire life, right? This was the pinnacle of our family's dreams at this point. We chose not to give up. We chose not to give up. We chose to keep manifesting that miracle, no matter that it didn't feel exactly like we thought it was going to feel all the time, right? So visualizing will help you commit to a dream that we are physically not prepared for. It helps us commit to that. You know, commit to that millionaire mindset. Commit to that millionaire bank account. It helps us commit and believe it's real. Because when you feel it, when you smell the leather, like one of my visualizations was us on the beach. And I literally got to the point where I could smell the leather of my flip-flops in the breeze while I was sitting on the beach listening to the ocean. I could hear my kids laughing. I would cry in my visualizations, friends. emotions is very important in this, and practice is what's going to bring that out. The first time you visualize your perfect day, you're not going to be bawling. You might be though. You never know. God does miracles in us. But I want to challenge you and inspire in you to begin visualizing on a regular basis. Commit to a specific amount of time. Say, I'm going to do this for 7 days. If you're real serious, you'll say, I'm going to do this for 21 days. That's serious. Okay, number 6 is gratitude. And, this sounds cliche. I say that very often. What I'm asking you to do is go deeper into this gratitude, right? It's hard to be grateful when we have losses, when we have struggles, when people don't appreciate us, when we're doing our best, but people don't see we're doing our best, or we're doing our best, but we're still not seeing the results we want. Like, that is frustrating. And the struggle is real for everyone. There's always a next step. We have our 5-figure earners in our company, and they're looking at 6 figures now, right? There's always that next step. So what you want to do when you are feeling that negative energy of jealousy, comparison, whatever it is that's the opposite of gratitude, you're going to just choose something to be grateful for in that moment. Gratitude. And if you really are serious to this practice, you'll write down your gratitudes on a daily basis. Gratitudes today, and then another page for gratitude intentions. I am grateful now that my bank account has 6 zeros on the end. That kind of thing. And if you do this daily, it's real. Okay, 7 is envision the essence. Okay, what is an essence? An essence is a feeling, a sense. You can Google it for the actual definition, but what you want to do is look for inspirational stories. You want to feel good. Keep going back to that feeling of goodness and gratitude and peace, really. And the more you envision and the more you keep that essence within your body, the more comes. We are absolutely an energy. Absolutely. So number 8 is let your vision lead you. Allow it to be the light. Allow your vision to lead the way. Keep moving forward. There's a magnetic force Melody was talking about, this magnetic force that comes between us and our vision at some point. You know how a magnet, think of a magnet, right? You're both sides and you're bringing them closer together. Nothing. But then you get to this point, and it sucks together, right? That's exactly what came to my mind when she said that. And that's our dreams, guys. That's our miracles, because we'll feel like this for a very long time maybe, but we never know when that magnetic force is going to suck us into that dream. And that's what happened to me last year when we did our 4-year trip, that family travel trip. It was like I was all of a sudden sucked into my dream. And I was in there and I was like, wow, that's amazing. And I almost forgot to keep dreaming. And I actually started to get sick. My body started to not feel as healthy, not be as great. I cut off some of my morning rituals because on the road, there's so much more to think about and consider. So many variables. There were days I didn't do much of my morning ritual. Now, I did something every day. I was committed to do something every day, but I found out during that time that the layers of your morning ritual matter. That if you pull out some layers or you pick and choose, oh, I just like this. I just like the affirmations. I don't really like meditation, so I'm gonna skip that part. Prayer makes me uncomfortable. I don't believe in God, so I'm not gonna do that part. Like, if you pick and choose, then you're not being open to what might happen in your life new. You're sticking with what's comfortable. So commit to let your vision follow you, lead you even when it's uncomfortable. Number 9 is love yourself. And we talk a lot about self-love. You see it on Facebook, you see it everywhere. Melody, that's her like big passion, is really seeing women, specifically mothers, begin to love themselves again. To look at themselves in the mirror and not see lack, not see pain, shame, guilt, those things. Love conquers all. It really, really does. And, a lot of times lately I've started just where I would normally say God, I say love. And guess what? I'm connecting with way more people. I have had several people recently, and not that you don't want to talk about God. Obviously that's my belief. I do believe in a God. I believe in a higher power, but everybody doesn't call this higher power God, I'm seeing. God can be very emotional. Some people are like immediately turned off when they hear that word. And I didn't understand it at first because I'm like, how can you be against that? And as I've met more people, meditated more, meditation is definitely opening my mind up to see more with people as I'm talking to them, and you know, just ways that they can be more open to loving themselves. So love yourself. Number 10 is you are what you think. So look at your mind as a bank. See it as a bank, and that when you when you pay out of your bank, make sure you're putting something back in. And I have it set to where, you know, it's just a routine. In my morning, I fill my bank. And then again in the afternoon, I make more deposits in there. But if you see it as a bank account, that's a little bit more powerful. Always be depositing. That's what Melody said. Always be depositing. And remember that the thoughts you're depositing today are giving you what tomorrow holds. So careful. That's actually, so number 11 is watch our words. We do underestimate the power of our words. I know we do, because I talk to you guys every single day, and I talk to myself, right? I like look at my own words and realize that sometimes I'm giving away my power. I'm giving away my power because I'm speaking things that are not true. Fears are not true. Truly, a struggle is not even true, because we know there's a divine plan for us. We know that there is a purpose in our heart that we're to follow and be here for. So create the pictures in your mind. Use words that create pictures in your mind that you want to focus on, that you want to live by. So if you're talking about somebody, you know, being this or that or whatever it is, always be speaking of what you want. And then 12 is daily meditation. Daily meditation. And I'm going to have a little bit of information here so that you aren't too uncomfortable, because it's easier than you think. You don't have to sit in silence. I do at times. Once you meditate for a while, you will start to want to. It's interesting. It's not actually about the meditation, though. Here's the deal. When I started studying meditation and how it works and why it works, it's about resetting our mind. Meditation resets our mind in a way that is a simple process and that really does make a difference. You don't have to be religious. You don't have to be faith-based. You don't even have to believe in a higher power. It's a practice. Meditation is a practice. And it grows with you. It can. And what I've found is that it's the quickest way for an answer. And I know that sounds so general, but in your life, what I want to inspire in you is when you're looking for an answer, that you would find the time to take the initiative and attempt to create the answer, create that space to find your own answer versus reading a book or asking. I mean, coach, if you have a personal coach, obviously that's the quickest, easiest. You know, we do want to do that, but coaches help us to be resourceful. Right? You're going to be at times where you can't make a phone call or message on Facebook your coach for support. So that's when you'll need these tools and tips, and that's when all of these things in your toolbox are going to help the most. So that's it. That's all I had. I wanted to get that out there, and we are created to be creators. You know, I'll close with that, because that's what this does. For so many of us. You see Robert Hollis's group and Melody's coaching groups. And, you know, that's all it's about, is creating a life that suits us, that suits you, who you are personally. Because most of us didn't do that. Most of us have not created that for ourselves, for fear of losing things or someone. Because it's true. When I began being committed and serious about this journey, I did lose people. I did lose family. I lost relationships, but it's because they weren't a vibrational match for my life in this season. To everything a season. I never assume someone's gone forever. Even when I'm at the grave, I see that this body might not be seen. However, this soul lives forever. Forever. No one's ever gone. So a fear of losing people is not real. It's not real. You know, I had a fear my husband would leave me. I feared that. I feared it. You know, we have different spiritual beliefs now. And in his spiritual beliefs, legally, he can divorce me because I don't believe the same thing spiritually. It's in the Bible, guys. It's called unequally yoked. If you are a Christian and your spouse is not, you have full right to just say, I don't want you anymore. I mean, what the freak? I don't know. That's been really, I've been meditating on that a lot lately. Thankfully, my husband's still here. Thankfully, we're still together and we're learning and growing in our beliefs and our perceptions of what marriage really is. Is it the paper? Is it the Bible? Is it us? You know, what is our marriage? And we now are coming to that it's us. And it's not like anybody else. It's not like anybody else said to do it. Our life is different. Our kids are different. They're not the same kids you had or they had or John, you know, Mandy. Everybody's life is different. And what I find as we make it personal, our marriage and our life, and as we really just be open and honest with each other about things that we might be growing out of or changing or thinking differently, like you don't even have to know for sure, but being open and honest with each other really did open a box, you know, that we realized we were in. And we're both kind of stepping out of that box together. You know, I wanted to just jump out and fly away. And, you know, I'm sure he has felt the same way. It's scary. It's like, this is not what we imagined. But it is what we want and have dreamed of and what we still want. We love each other. I don't believe any human being is less than perfect. I don't believe any human being is less than a miracle. You are a miracle. And to see the best in others is what we're here to do, especially our spouse, to expect the best of them when we might know what their weakness is or we might know what their old habit had been, to still be God and expect the best of them. That's our purpose. If we choose to be married, it's a choice. If we choose to be married, that is our purpose with our spouse. And it is not easy. It's not easy. It's a challenge. Every day you look at the statistics and how many people are getting divorced? A lot. How many people are getting divorced for the second time? A lot. I'm married for the third time, and I have experienced it in my own life that people are people. There's nobody that's perfect. And we create our reality. It is the God truth. I call it the God truth. Melody, you know, Robert, everyone has their views, and I'm just grateful to be here to share with you inspiration that I have. I hope you found value in this today. And if you have anything to add, of course, Coach Mandy, Dawn, please feel free to unmute yourself, or we can chat if you have questions. It's only 11:30, so I always give at least an hour to this call. Okay, I'm reading your.
Hey, Rita.
Hi, I'm reading your. I just saw your chat, so I stopped doing my ritual and got lost my vision. Day one, back at it, and my life is more joyful, and my vision and inspiration is back. See how quick that feeling can come back? Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's been like 2 or 3 days now, and my whole mindset has completely changed. I just got out of it. I got lazy. I quit getting up early, and I have to do it in the morning and before everybody gets up.
Right.
And that got to where I got lazy and I didn't want to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning anymore. But yesterday though, in the tribe call, and probably because a few days before is when I started my morning ritual, but yesterday in the call, something just snapped. A switch flipped in me yesterday, and I am completely motivated, almost in, I guess, a desperation state.
Yes.
Where I am desperate now to succeed in this business and actually do everything that I've been learning for the last 14 months from Robert. So I'm on a mission. So
well, there's a reason we connected.
I'm excited.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
Can I tell you this?
I'm feeling the same. I feel your energy. That's what I was gonna say. I feel it because I'm in the same situation. I will give you this testimony to really give you just that inspiration to keep doing that. I went back and forth on that for a long time. You know, in my mind, I was like, truly, is it a need to get up this early? Like, is it a need? And I had times and seasons where I was feeling so good, and I quit, you know, one thing, I leave a couple things out. I'm like, I'm good here. Oh, this is good. I don't need to do this today. Oh, this is great. I'm good here. And slowly but surely, there must, you know, there's cracks we aren't aware of in our cups. That people, you know, the world, we're human beings, you know. We don't expect, it's not going to be perfect and full all the time. So that's part of self-awareness, is realizing when those pieces, those areas are lacking, and then doing what you're doing right now and committing a time. Like, I don't believe I wouldn't say you stopped everything. You stop, you know, waking up in the morning and feeding your kids is a morning heart ritual. Like, I know you're doing something, but see that as your morning ritual as well. You know, during that time, our emotions and heart are fed in so many different ways. And I have found that as a mother, my children feed my emotional bank more than anything. And maybe it's because they were born of me. It's just a gift we've been given to kind of sense that with our kids. I don't know, but I agree. There are seasons where I feel that the work I do with my children does feed me and fill me up. Now, if you don't feel like that when you're doing it and you're like struggling, that's the sign that your cup is empty. And I found that being consistent during those, you know, once I was struggling, and I kind of looked at the paper, because repetition is what creates that faith muscle, right? So as I look back at my calendar, and my calendar is not that detailed. I don't put all that much in it. But this is my start of the week, and the only thing that are for sure's are all my coaching calls. Robert's call, Melody's call, those are the for sure things. And then any one-on-ones I have with coaching clients, and my Facebook 30-day accountability action steps, which is everything that I'm sharing slowly in this group. Like, we know they tell us every day what, like Robert, every call almost, he quickly goes through every single thing he does, almost. But what I noticed is as I kept my schedule, as I got consistent with that, because I didn't want that. I didn't want a schedule. I just wanted to be free all the time. I'm like, isn't that what network marketing is about? Working whenever you want? Like, why can't I just work whenever I want? So I tried it, you know, and it doesn't work that way. The morning ritual definitely adds more time to your day. Call it a miracle, but it absolutely will add more time. There are many, many days now, and this used to never happen, but many days I'll be like, man, I feel like I've done half a day's work, and I'll go look at the time. It's like 10 a.m. I'm like, I'm just feeling so good. However, that never happened before I started meditating, and never happened before I put a morning ritual in place. Now, I didn't start with consistent meditation. I started with personal development, I am statements, affirmations, the God Memorandum, and the 6-phase meditation. That's all I did for 111 days. That's it. I committed, and I did it. And by the end of that time, I was already inspired to start reading other stuff, looking at other stuff. Melody said, whatever it is you love, that passion, study it. Look at people that are doing it and study it. But anyway, what I want to give you here is a quick thing I wrote, because Melody on her call yesterday inspired in us to reach out to people. And Robert, and you know, when you're feeling in that inspiration or desperation mode, and you're like, I'm going to make things happen, send them an audio with excitement, you know? And this, I'm going to read something to you here that you can apply to whatever business it is. I know we all in this group aren't in the same business. However, I think I've gotten it down, tried to get it down to a verbiage that anybody could use. But what you really want to do is you want to speak it, because people connect with people. And until they really hear your voice, it is difficult to connect. We know that. So here's anyway, but I wanted to, I didn't finish, sorry. I'm still so new at this and learning. I just realized, wait a minute, I was talking to Mandy one-on-one, and then I was going to go into something else. So I'm going to wait and see if you have anything else to say. Thank you.
You're good, dear.
Ooh.
Go ahead.
Okay, coffee. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I say aloha because I like Hawaii. I want to make people feel good, right? So I say aloha because then they're going to be like, aloha? What the world? Aloha? They just sound, I don't know. To me, that sounds, you want to start with something that sounds good to you. Whatever it is. Maybe it's a funny word. Maybe it's just hi. So hi, lovely soul. Or you can say hi, lovely friend. Or hi, lovely grandma. Or hi, lovely aunt. Or hi, lovely cousin. I trust you're doing very well in all areas of your life today. I'm super excited. I'm godly inspired. And we found a super simple system with my mentors. So my question for you, I have a personal question. Do you know anyone looking to create some extra cash this summer that we can help? We can get them plugged in and help anyone you might know that's looking for something like this. So I'm here to serve. Bye for now. And that's it. And I've had already a couple of people respond and pre-enroll with that message. Now, these are friends. You don't send this to just anybody. This is, I only send this to people I have a good foundation relationship with, friendship that I know, or that I've gifted. I have sent it to people in my friends in Messenger that I haven't necessarily created a relationship with. Like, we haven't talked a lot, but if I have already sent them a gift, and if we've at least chatted a bit, I will support their page, then I leave them that message. And it's going well. I've only sent maybe 5, but it's worked with 2 friends that are open to looking, at my opportunity. And the key with this is, Robert says all the time, Robert didn't have Melody's course. That's what a lot of people too, I've been hearing, I want to get Melody's course, but it costs this, and I need this. The truth is, Robert didn't have Melody's course. Melody made the course based on what Robert was doing. So if we're following Robert, doing what he's saying to do, technically, you don't need anything else. So this is a reminder of what Robert's instruction is, to talk to as many people as possible each day, saying as little as possible, getting them to go through an effective presentation. Depending on what business you're in, you would offer to share that. Now, for me, up until this point, I've been introducing people to my mentor. I have not been sending messages like this. I've been sending messages edifying my mentor and saying, you need to meet this lady. She's changed my entire life. This angel, Melody Riba. You got to meet her. And then if they say yes, I plug them into her group. They watch the video. And then if they're open to growth, then someone's relationship moves forward. Either they'll maybe connect with Melody. Maybe they'll connect back with me. Sometimes they connect with somebody else in the coaching group, and they don't go with me or Melody. So it's just keeping it simple, really. That's our goal, because we don't have a lot of time. We don't have a lot of time that we want to be spending doing mundane things. That's the key. Melody and Robert have taught us, or teaching us, how to keep the mundane simple, efficient, and working for you over and over again. Right? You do something once and then you don't have to do it anymore. So creating our network here, your team, whatever your team is, business team, I found, in creating my business team, it was difficult. I was finding difficulty. And what I realized in my personal life anyway, is I needed a season to focus on my family team first. That's why that wasn't moving forward. And I realized that in my morning ritual and in meditating a year ago. So there will be things to repeat. Make sure they're bringing results. As you're repeating these things, make sure you are getting results. That's it. Mandy, thank you so much for joining. Dawn, I don't know if you're still listening, but I appreciate you for being here. Do you have any questions or anything to add? Her dog's probably mauling her.
Hey, can you repeat that, what you said?
Yes. For the voice message. Aloha, hi lovely soul. I trust you're doing very well in all areas of your life. I'm super excited and godly inspired. We found a super simple system with our mentors. my question for you today, I have a personal question. Do you know anyone looking to create some extra cash this summer? Now, some people here say a little or a lot of extra cash. That way you kind of open the door to this something bigger. The truth is most people aren't going to believe it's as big as it is. And that's why Melody, we talk to people as on their, understanding. And so the last thing was we can get them plugged in and help anyone you might know who is looking for this. Bye for now, or, however you want to end it. But I like that this focuses on excitement, inspired. It edifies your mentor. Key that you're not edifying yourself. People will trust you 10 times more if you're edifying someone else. You ask the question specifically, do you know anyone looking to make little or a lot of extra cash? And you made a time limit this summer. Like, I'm looking for people today, now, like urgent. And then you make it sound simple to move forward. We can get them plugged in and help and anyone you might know who's looking for this. It's so simple. Like, okay, that's easy. And that's how we duplicate. That's how our team duplicates. They then see this and are like, oh, I can say that. I can invite that way. Even if they might not have the belief, because you're creating a repetitive system where you're edifying somebody else. You're not ever edifying yourself. The beauty of this is obviously our mentors and coaches turn around and edify us back. Did you know Melody, every single one-on-one, I introduce people to her on a weekly basis. And at the end of every single call, she says, did you know Rita has a course too? Do you know about Rita's mindset course and her inspiration calls on Sunday? And I'm like, and I don't tell people about this. Now, yes, they might go to my Facebook and see it, but I never say, hey, guess what? I got a call and you got to come to my call, because she's doing that for me. And I just trust the process. I trust that the people are going to go where they want. I hear people saying, well, I started something, but then they might go with someone else. That's okay, because in a community and a team environment, we're going to connect with who we connect with. You're not going to necessarily say, this is the only person I'm going to work with, right? Our mindset as a leader and as a coach must be open to the fact and the truth that everyone is not going to stay with us. We might be here to connect you with someone else, let go of that owning so much, owning a friend or owning the teammates, right? Owning the team. It's our team. Nobody owns each other. It's all a choice. It's the right people at the right time for you and your team. Because if you think about it, Melanie and Robert say all the time, they don't have a lot of people at the very top. It's a minimal percentage of people that are really going to be ready to commit. So being repetitive with inviting, you're going to see results. You commit to sending this message to 5 to 10 people a day for at least just 4 to 5 days, and we're going to reconvene next Sunday, okay? And that's my call to action this week is get to business. We're getting down to business now, right? We've all been addressing and building ourselves, our self-love, our family, our children. All these things are going to always be there. This fascinating momentum in the industry that we're in, this business here on Facebook, the booming social media, season we're in, this is it. This is our time to run and fly on the wings of eagles, guys, on the wings of the eagles that have gone before us. So that's my call to action, 5 to 10 people or whatever's comfortable for you. My goal is 5 to 10 people a day for 5 days a week throughout the entire summer. This message will go out. I might get creative, get creative as you go. You make it your own, but I gave you the pinpoints. You always want to ask a specific question, and you always want to make it very simple and edify a mentor. And that's been working for me. I have not done it in this exact format, so here we go. We're going to go do this together. I know that we're all on the same team, and I call it a God team, a freedom team. We're all just free human beings, and the beauty of freedom really is that we do have a choice to do whatever we want each day. Whatever it is that we want to do, that we are able to, that we have that freedom. If I want to take the kids to the swimming lessons, I have the freedom to do that. I have the physical health, the strength, the car, the money, you know, that everything's there. That's happiness for me. That's living, really being able to not make decisions based on money or location and, you know, physical things, living from the heart. And money helps us do that, friends. Money helps us. I've not been ever money motivated. Robert and Melody are helping me. Melody coaches me on numbers in my back office weekly, on a weekly basis. She helps me understand what the back office is, why each number is important, what to look at, you know, what to count, what not to count. Statistics is one of the things she keeps checking in. I check in with her on my statistics, making sure people are hitting my website. That's the key. So anyways, whatever it is you're focusing on this week, it might be a relationship, might be a business, commit, get involved, take action. And next week, so I will give one last announcement. Next week, I was inspired. So Melody inspired me to begin writing more of what's coming out of my mind after I meditate. And I've realized that sometimes it rhymes. And she read us a poem of hers last week, and it was like a pop that said, oh my gosh. And sure enough, the next time I meditated, I started getting these inspirations to write these words, and I did, and I wrote it all out. It was about 2 pages. And sure enough, there's so much of it that rhymes, and I'm like, what? This is a poem. So I'm going to read it next week, and I'm excited. I mentioned it to Dawn. It's literally inspired, I do believe, from our higher power. It was a miracle to me, the things that it talked about. But what it's called is You Are Here for You. And we'll read that next week. Look back over here. Oh, Dawn said, I did too. School kids, I get so sidetracked. Yes. Yes, having a plan and being committed help those distractions be more minimal, though, for sure. So thank you, ladies. I love y'all. Thank you for everyone watching the replay, and we'll talk again soon. Bye. Mwah. Bye.
Bye.